anything else. I'm on the supercarrier, which is TACON 2. MCL, whatever. Oh, this is so dangerous. Okay, TACON 2. Transmit, receive. Oh, so dangerous. Okay, now we have distance information here. However, it's partially obstructed by the needle, so it doesn't actually help that much. But eyeballing it, we can tell we're really far off. We also need to increase our altitude to at least 600. There we go, 600. Trim. I'm going to try using only trim for adjusting elevation. At least until we're in the groove. And there we go, turning in. This is a bit late, but whatever. Oh, right, wheels down. Kind of important. Rise up out of the seat. Our position. Trim down. Trim up a little bit. Might be going too fast because we're going in a dive to the carrier, but that's okay. First rep. Oh, hey, look at that. We're actually pretty spot on. Make sure we save that. Oh, we're a little bit lined up left. Go low, go lower, go lower, go lower, go lower. Wasn't too bad, but I mean, that was pretty bad, to be honest. We definitely do better. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole process of going back into the beam or whatever. It's going to go straight to downwind. If I remember right, this ship right here is about the 1 mile mark, so we can use that as a point of reference. Yeah, that feels about right. We even have 600 altitude, so that's pretty good as well. But our trim is really out of whack. Pretty good. Now we're going up a little bit. Let's go down. Technically, we should be starting to pull in now, but I'm going to save that a little bit. There we go. Now pulling in. Start lowering our altitude as well. Looks pretty good. A little too sharp. Try to maintain on speed as well. Might be a little low, but we'll find out in just a second. We'll allow it just a bit because we're turning too sharp. No, we're pretty much, I mean, we're climbing a bit. Now we're pretty much spot on. Now we need to make sure we're lined up without losing our meatball, which it looks like it's getting out of the top. There we go. descending too much. Let's increase and then decrease. Oh, that's a bit much. Let's wave off. My trim was completely out of whack there. I'm going to try using only trim for elevator, even all the way to touchdown. Let's see if that makes a difference. Because that's a lot more subtle changes compared to using a stick. Turn back around. Increase altitude to about 600. Keep going. And level out.
Colt 2, passing waypoint 2 at 5,000.
Thank you, Colt 2. Trim seems to be more or less okay. I'm still messing with it. Right at about 600 feet. Radar altimeter. Also keeping an eye on our climb needle here on the bottom left, making sure that stays as close to the center as possible. Because we want to get too high because we're already above 600 now. Let's actually lower that a bit. You already see the back of the boat, so we may just turn in now and then correct as we turn. Trimming just enough to maintain AOA. Go. Still on speed. Still on speed. Might have to turn in a little bit more harshly. Trim down for on speed again. I feel like that's way too far nose down. Should trust my system, but I don't. There we go, on speed. E-ball looks okay. Right, trim only, trim only. Okay, it's going to start dropping. We're left of lineup. No, it's actually not horrible. I mean, frickin' landed early. But it wasn't horrible on the way in. Using trim only. And something I need to get used to is retracting the speed brake when I go back out again. Alright, let's turn back around. Okay, I was gonna say, I felt like my throttle was keeping us too slow. Yeah, tell me about it, Spectral. I think it's because I haven't bothered to request permission to land, so they just don't know to get out of the way. But it's all good. They'll live. Level out. Trim nose down a bit. We're already above 600 feet. Just ever so slightly, so that's okay. Let's trim up to get that vertical speed indicator back to neutral. Let trim up and then back down. Go. Boat's looking okay. We're at 600 feet. Let's keep our vertical climb neutral. Here's the back of the boat. Let's start turning in. I'm so in awe that you're flying this well with control. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's really not that bad if you just honestly just give a controller a shot, if you haven't already. As long as you adjust your controller, like your controlling tactics to suit gamepad use. Like for example, for this final approach, I'm like for this entire approach, all I'm doing is using trim to adjust my elevator. Wow, I am way high. Okay. I'm just using an elevator to control, trim to control my elevator. Unless it's like obvious I'm way off like that. But yeah, otherwise it's not bad. Ooh, this is a horrible, horrible approach. Ooh, saying wave off. Okay, throttle up. Wave off. Re-brake in, because that's good practice. Oh my gosh. There's always someone trying to post links that's just a spam bot. You guys don't know already, don't try to use that link or whatever the heck that is. What's actually really cool is that this plane is pretty easy to just eyeball it. Like, if I was using my proper HOTAS, I would be able to like not rely on the APC to control throttle. I could just guide it all the way in and land it just fine. The real issue is with this gamepad. It is a right pain to do, but not impossible. Oh, I already have APC engaged, so that's good. Let's air brake out to keep our engine spooled up. Flaps are still down, so that's good. 1.3 mile. We're at 600 feet, so let's maintain vertical climb. Coming up, coming down. There we go. Please, please. Okay. Pilot induced oscillation with a trim. Go figure, right? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I have an Xbox controller as well. Never thought to give DCS a try. Only War Thunder so far because I thought it needed a joystick. Hey man, give it a shot. You might be surprised. Just, you know, keep in mind, DCS is definitely not War Thunder in terms of complexity and how to use the aircraft systems and things like that. So as long as you have the right frame of mind going into DCS, it's honestly not bad. And remember, I have a bunch of guides on how to set up a console gamepad correct. Well, not necessarily correctly, but like the best way I've found to set up a console gamepad. Also, I am turning in way late. And I think my altitude is way too high. In fact, I think I'm at like 800. I'm going to start descending before it's too late. Well, to be fair, I am further out, so maybe I have to be higher up. We're on speed. No, not on speed. There we go. On speed. No, looks like we're too high. Cannot see the ball. There's the ball. Slow the ball down by trimming up. There we go. Nope, let's climb back up. Let's push back down. We trim down. Trim down. Come on. Then trim up. Trim up. Trim down. Oh. Our speed is really affected by our up and down movement, so I have to play nice with the APC, otherwise it's going to overcorrect. I play Falcon BMS and DCS with the controller and it's good. Yeah, man. Though I will say I haven't been able to find a way to get the controller mapped like the way I like it in DCS, but in BMS. I took a look and I could only find like 2 modifier options. Let's go ahead and re-engage APC. Oh, it's already engaged. Huh. And let's turn back in. Turn on these mirrors just because it's fun. And we're not in VR, so it doesn't matter. Get some more altitude, so we're at 600 when downwind. You know what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to try to maintain proper AOA all the way through the turn, assuming I start at 600 with the turn in. Because that is part of the procedure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, intercept glide slope, optimum AOA, and airspeed. Yeah, makes sense. So we're at 600. So that's good. Let's not mess that up. And trim out so we're on, so that we maintain 600. right as we turn in. Okay, looking good. Oh, not looking good anymore. I think we need to turn in by now. Yep. Try to maintain AOA all the way through the turn. And if it's green, I need to put nose down. If it's red, I need to put nose up. Green, nose down. Green, nose down. Green, nose down. We're on speed. Green, nose down. 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 I think we might be overturning, or underturning, I should say. Now it needs to be nose up, but the problem is we are super high. Oh, this is a horrible turn-in. Okay, nose down, but the problem is we need to get slow. There we go, now we're on speed, but now we've messed up our entire approach because of that. Okay, going back around. My throttle not going back into... Dude, this throttle does not want to let me take control again. Like, I'm pressing throttle up and it's not, like, putting it back into my control for some reason. Throttle down doesn't do anything either. I guess I have to, like, actually hit the deck for it to give me control back. Interesting. So why is this so weird in Falcon BMS? Does it, like, is it too sensitive with every button press, or do you use like an axis for the throttle? We're getting low on fuel. We're at 1,500 pounds or whatever that is. Pretty sure that's 1,500. Hey Ben, how's it going? Okay, we're just shy of 600, so let's climb a little bit. There we go, we're at 600. Now let's maintain altitude. Thanks, Eagle. At this point, I feel like that's what is necessary to even get me on this boat. I don't think I've touched down yet. We're still just above 600, probably closer to 700. So let's... Oh, we have to start turning in. Okay. Turning in. You have to nose down to get back on AOA. There we go. And trim up to compensate, but I feel like I may not have to do that. Believe in this. Believe in the systems. Believe in the systems. Believe in the systems. Believe in the systems. Meatball centered. Maybe it'll climb back up once I level out, hopefully. Pretty low, but it's looking better than before. Believe in the systems. Oh, this is way better. And... oh man, that was a thing of beauty. Okay, let's go on. Okay. Trust in the systems. Trust in the systems. That was actually pretty good. Make sure to maintain that AOA and trust that hitting trim down when we see the green light works until you see the circle, and just trust that it stays there. There's no need to compensate again by trimming back up. Ooh, that wasn't bad. You did hit the deck a few passes ago. Okay. It's an intentional bolter. The landing hook isn't actually down. Like I said, if I'm just doing reps to get practice in, so if I catch the wires every single time, it's just going to reduce the amount of reps I could get in. If it looks good, I follow the meatball all the way in, I could just assume I got like a 2, 3, or 4 wire. Of course, one of the previous landings were an obvious 1 wire. I think that might be the one you were recalling, is where I just I taxied across the landing deck. Okay, we're at 600. Let's get our trim coordinated a bit. Good. Oh, come on, trim. Don't mess with me. We're above 600, so let's reduce. Should be turning in now, so let's turn in. Trim down. Trim down for AOA. Believe in the systems. Believe in the systems. Trust the systems. Trim down. Trust in the systems. I feel like we are pretty low, but trust in the systems. I feel like we're really low. Yeah, we're getting low, so let's pull up a little bit and then let trim bring us back down. There we go. AOA. Let's bring our nose back down. Pretty bad. Okay, we're now on AOA, but based on our speed, so we have to force the computer to get our speed back up. No, come on, but the speed is too much. Okay, we have to wave off. Ah, man, that initial hit really is the determining factor, like when you turn in. That's a real determining factor of whether or not that's a successful landing. Which is expected. Trust in the system. Beep boop, beep boop. Yep. Hey man, if I crash and I followed the systems all the way, I could just blame the systems. You know, from the gates of hell. Ah, let's turn back around. Could be a sick band name, Tuvos in this. Systems of a Tuvos. Tuvos in the systems. And all the lyrics are is just me saying, trust the systems. Trust the systems. All the way through the entire 3 minutes long. Okay, let's reduce our altitude by trimming down and up slightly. Oh my gosh, please. Please, please, please. Okay, right around 600. Let's keep our vertical speed neutral. Looking good. Looking good. See the back of the boat. Let's turn in. Really? It wants me to trim down. That is so weird. That doesn't feel right. That wants me to trim down. But hey, trust in the systems. That just feels so wrong. Then up. Dude, this feels so wrong. I feel like we're incredibly low. So let me pull the altitude, the nose up for altitude. And then bring it back down. Okay, yeah, there we go. We overshot a bit. We need to correct severely. And then let it do its thing. We are now way above glide slope. Yeah, this is gonna be a wave off at this point, I think. Yeah, wave off. Okay. It's like when I realize I'm way over, then I nose down. It picks up additional speed, but then the spool time of the engine is so slow, either in both the up and down direction, that by the time the speed or the engine RPMs catch up, it's just going to send me right over the deck. So unless I like continue compensating, but at that point I'm like severely overriding the throttle control system. So I mean, like seriously, it's make or break with that last turn in on final. That's crazy. But now we know if we are too high and turn in on time, and have proper AOA during that initial turn, we're gonna end up. Well, I mean, it made us go too low. I would think we would end up too high, but we somehow ended up too low on the final turn in. So I don't know what's going on. Again, repetitions. Instead of. So why don't you have your ILS on? That's a good question. I don't know, because that would actually be a great guide to getting me in the proper position, right? That's a fantastic question. If I knew how to turn that on, I would probably have it on. If I knew that existed, I would probably have it on. And now that I know it exists, I'm going to turn that on when I die, because at this point, oh, you know what? I'm getting pretty low on fuel, so let me make this an actual catch. Okay, let's start turning in. We're a little high, so we might have to compensate a little bit. Let's do a harsh turn in, or harsher bank angle. I mean, it wants us to nose down, so let me trim down. We're on speed. Still on speed. I still feel like we're kind of high though. But let's push that down ourselves manually just a bit. Then let trim take back over. Then push our nose back up to slow the meatball down and let trim take over. Push it back down. Let trim take over once the meatball stops moving. No! Come on, please. Ugh. Dang it. That's okay. We can do that again. Yeah. The amount of glide that was happening there just was not working in my favor. It was good AOA at touchdown, but yeah, at that point I had already glided over the wires. Instead of Rage Against the Machine, it's Trust the Machine. Oh man, that is... that's a complete opposite direction. I mean, to be fair, I don't know the entire history behind the song Rage Against the Machine, but based on the title alone, I mean, of course I've heard the song before, I just never paid attention to the lyrics. Oh, wait. Rage Against, that's the band. But the... What is... I forgot the name of their, like most famous song. But based on the band name alone, it'd be pretty ironic to trust the system. Okay, we're at 600. Let's maintain vertical velocity. And trim out for AOA. There we go. This is looking pretty good. Okay, let's turn in. Really, nose down. Okay. We might have to turn in sharply. Oh yeah, pretty sharp actually. Dude, like seriously, it wants us to go nose down that hard. There's no way. There's no way that's safe. I'm not going to trust that. Now I'll trust it because now we're going a bit too fast, I think. Okay. There we go. I mean, I'm going to ignore that wave off because I think that's just a bug from last time. I'm going to just use the stick at this point. Because we're so... That approach was just so horrible that I need to, like, just focus on getting into the proper meatball glide slope. Please. Oh my god. It floats so much. We're at less than 1,000 pounds of fuel. We need to make this happen in the next one. Well, honestly, it probably isn't that bad. This thing has fuel for days. But still. I'm noticing that both you and the ATC are chasing each other. Turn off ATC until you enter the groove. Then you get in a groove and call the ball, then turn ATC on. ATC or APC? Like, do you mean like turning off the, like, the carrier crew? Oh. Gotta correct. There we go. This is looking okay. We're going to be a little wide this time, but that's alright. Let's hit 600. Then up. Auto throttle. Yeah, I got it. So the problem is that I have to rely on the auto throttle because there's just not enough precision by pressing buttons to control the throttle on a gamepad. And that is unfortunately a realistic challenge of using a gamepad in DCS, is you just don't have as fine enough control for the throttle, especially on the A4, because every little press is a significant amount of throttle travel. So it's definitely a lot harder to work with. Okay, so because we started off pretty far out, we can relax on the turn a bit. Hook is down, flaps are down, gears are down. We're on speed. We start at roughly 600 feet. We're still on speed, just controlling the bank angle. Still up, we're a little high, there we go, a little low. Let's correct like this. Still on speed. No, it could be the, like how drastic my bank angle changes during the final turn-in. That could be really affecting the auto throttle as well. Let's go down, please. There we go. Looking better. It's looking pretty good. Meatball's high, so let's bring it low. Bring it low. Bring it low. Oh my god, that just dropped. Okay, we got a one wire. Throttle up, throttle down. Wheel brakes, so we don't go off the edge. Okay, yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure that was a one wire, I didn't notice. Oh, that was a two wire. Okay. I mean, still not great, but it'll do. Okay, let's get lined up for the catapult. We'll rearm, refuel. Air brake in. So the nice thing, well, I don't know if it's really that nice, but because I was talking to the A4 devs, and they were saying that it's, because they don't have access to the same APIs as like an actual third-party developer, they can't model other things like hook physics, for example, skipping. So as a result, it's pretty generous with the angle you're allowed to be in terms of AOA for catching the hook, or catching the wires with a hook. So theoretically, it shouldn't matter too much what my AOA is on touchdown, since it'll catch anyways, but, you know, good practice. Okay, please, can you please? Just go, just go, just go, just go, just go. Why aren't these guys, they're not, like, guiding me in, I just realized. Will I be able to take off? I don't know if I'll be able to take off. I own the super carrier module, so there shouldn't be a reason for me to not get guidance in. So maybe I just have to do what's called do the manual thing where I just say, hey, go to catapult. Okay, you know what? Holding right brake, throttling up. I know, right? Oh, please stop. Just stop. Just stop. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I'm going to try to force it. Let's see what happens. Oh, right. Hook needs to kind of come up, doesn't it? Hook up. Flaps are down. Air brake is in. I need to go to the right just a bit. But I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at it from the outside because there's no one guiding me in, so I'm going to use that as an excuse. Right brake on. Throttle up. Oh, really? So it's probably a bug? Okay. That's good to know. Throttle up. Please, just turn. I'm doing like 2 button presses at a time. 1 button press. 1 button press. Like the moment the brakes give, it's just going to take off. 2 button press. Oh boy. 2 button press. You know what? I'm just going to assume that's good enough. Alright, let's go to radio menu. Ooh, come on. Ground crew. So if I remember right, there was a request launch option. There we go. Okay, so you have to go request launch. Now they're guiding me. Okay. Do I have to like... Do I have to do something? Ground crew? Request launch? I'm not sure what's going on. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to like... Oh. Maybe I just need to get closer. Let's do that. We're pretty much right at the catapult. Let's do both modifiers and... Nope, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going to try one last thing, and that's going to be taxi back and taxi forward. Oh my god, this is a horrible idea. This was a horrible idea. This is a horrible idea. Okay. Alright, let's go back. Let's go to choose slot. We'll do the Stennis instead. So don't be fooled by the deck crew that's standing around. This is not a super carrier. But at least I'll be able to hook on and take off. Ignore the crash earlier. Too much throttle for the wheel brakes, and then it just kept on going. I could not slow down in time. Okay, so... Ground crew, rearm refuel. Let's give ourselves about 70. Could I put on fuel tanks just to make it... I don't know. We'll just leave it the way it is. 50% fuel. TACAN is... What is it for the Stennis? Preset 1, TACAN 1, MCL 1. So TACAN 1 is already set, so transmit receive, preset 1. And this, I believe, is already set to 1. Normal, rain removal off. So this should be working as is, I believe. That's on aft, forward, TACAN antenna. That's fine. Fuel trans bypass. normal, nav. So yeah, this should be set already. Is that set? I don't see it here. Maybe it'll activate once I'm lined up. So that can is working. We're at 0, makes sense. The boat's behind us, makes sense. And that should be set, right? Okay, let's see what happens. Flaps all the way down. Speed brake is already in. And all we have to do is throttle up to take off. Alright, let's do it. It's so funny, I spent so much time just drilling carrier landings. Where I screw up is during takeoff. Or, hell, not even takeoff, just trying to get aligned with a catapult. Alright, air brake out. I'm gonna let the aircraft trim itself with autopilot. APC is set to standby until it warms up enough. And we'll throttle down, leaving the gear out. Alright, cool. Let's turn around. Once the APC is warmed up, there it is. We'll engage. There we go. APC is engaged. Whoa, okay. Let's trim out for this airspeed. Trust the systems, but at a healthy amount of trust. Oh, the radar altimeter needs to be on. It's not already. There we go. Altimeter's on. Oh my god. Please, 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 please. Okay, I feel like these ships are quite a bit further out than the supercarrier ships. This doesn't feel like the right spacing. But, you know, whatever. We'll work with it. And unfortunately, I cannot see the distance to the ship because this arrow that tells me where the ship is at is covering the mile number. Okay, we really need to climb. Come on. Climbing. We're leaving the hook up because, again, we're going to be doing repetitions. Okay, we're at 600. Come on, maintain 600. Jesus. We're already at the back of the carrier, so let's start turning in. And trust in the AOA indexer. Trust in the AOA indexer. Oh my god, it wants me to keep trimming down. There we go. I think the throttle just needed to catch up. Already? Oh my god. Okay, no, that's not... That doesn't look too bad. That's in the AOA indexer. Really wants me to trim down more? That feels so low. That feels so low. Doesn't... That feels low, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, it does. Holy crap. Okay, let's pull up a bit. Yeah, we are way low. Okay. Yeah, I think my my downwind... Oh, wow, I can't see anything. There we go. Our downwind position was not ideal. There's no way we're going to be able to save this. So let's just go ahead and go around without hitting the island. But anyways, how are you all doing today? Thank you all for joining. I hope you're enjoying this session of this boring carrier ops in the A-4E-C using a gamepad controller. Bit of a challenge, obviously. We don't have as fine resolution in the stick and throttle as we would need to do this manually, but luckily there's an auto throttle in the A4 that allows this to happen. Start turning in. What you all up to this Saturday weekend? For me, the day is mostly about 4:20. Oh wow, it's already 4:20. Ow! Like we just fed our dog like a couple hours ago. Should he eat again or should he wait? Does he need it? He's getting a little chunky. Huh? What are you buying? Selling. By the way, guys, if you have a VR headset, specifically a Quest 2, and you haven't played Resident Evil 4 yet, it is the perfect time to play Resident Evil 4. Because it's in VR. Can you imagine that? Playing Resident Evil 4 in VR, of all things? I mean, to be fair, it's been in, like, every other console iteration. GameCube, Wii, Xbox 360, Xbox One, I think? PlayStation games as well. Okay, we're at... pretty much at 600. There's the back of the boat. Let's turn in. Okay, we're going to try and maintain AOA the whole way through. I cannot believe it wants me to go more nose down. There's no way. Like, I can't trust that AOA indexer at that point. Like, there's no way it wants me to put my nose further down. Like, there's no way it thinks that's how it should be, because we are way below glide slope at this point. I'm going to keep our nose a little bit elevated without going too far up. Yeah, see? If I let it do its thing, we would have been way under. Now we're pretty much on spot, but unfortunately, we are overshooting the turn. Ugh. And now we've like thrown our auto throttle way out of whack. So this is going to be another wave off, unfortunately. Because there's no way our throttle is going to be able to keep up with us bringing the meatball back down. It's going to push our plane too fast. Yeah, we're going to have to go over. And if we put our nose down, our AOA is just going to be horrible for that approach. So there's no point. Oh, wait, is it not on? I thought it was on. Because it's set to channel 1 and set to norm, right? You know what? Hold on. Actually, not active pause. Let's do regular pause and take a look. I'm pretty sure this guy right here, the MCL channel, is channel 1. And it is... I mean, I can't... Oh, right, because it's paused. Active pause. Well, that's off, that's on. Wow, that plane shake. So, as far as I can tell, this thing is on. So, do I have to, like, select something in order to get it to read out on this guy? Maybe. You know what? This is a good opportunity to check the, go to flight. APC, throttle position, allow, blah, blah, blah. Enter martial holding pattern, distance, on scale. Flaps, gear, spoilers, say, hook. Nice, cuttable hookup, super carrier knots. It's fuel, air refueling, maybe it's under checklists. Taxi, landing checklist. Yeah, I don't use the AOA index often, though I still do, just not as much. Yeah, I guess it's you need to make sure your numbers are like perfect when you do that initial turn in to base. Because if you don't, then the AOA is just not going to be on point, which means if you follow it, it's not going to be accurate for what you're trying to do, and that is to land on the deck. It's only accurate if your numbers are perfect, so that means there's manual control to correct things, and then hopefully at some point during the turn, being on final and being in the groove, you'll have corrected things just enough to be able to touch down. Landing checklist. Landing gear, spoiler. Oh no, this is a airfield landing checklist. Is there a carrier landing checklist? Pre-taxi, engine start, pre-taxi, pre-takeoff, taxi, landing checklist, throttle panel. You know, maybe the ride console will tell me. AFC, is it 11? ICLS control panel, vertical, horizontal guides on ADI 628. So it goes 628. Oh, well, that doesn't help too much. Okay, I guess we'll have to figure this out on our own. Let's pause the game. Take a look. Ugh, come on. Oh my god, give me my... There we go. Oh no, I just hit canopy open. No! Okay. Let's unpause. Okay, good. It did not move. Okay, cool. So, supposedly, there's something about this that we can do to make this work, but I don't see anything obvious, so let's unpause and do active pause. Confirm we're active pause. We are not active pause. There we go. Okay, I can't rotate that. I can't access that. That is just our G meter. Testing. Fuel, profile, strike, PDHI. Nav pack? No. The TACAN panel has an ILS mode? Oh, it does! Does it? That's the radio. This is TACAN. Okay, maybe I'm blind. I do not see that. TACAN 1, I believe, is the correct TACAN channel. Air-to-air, transmit, receive, maybe just receive is the issue. No, that didn't change. Let's turn lights on because why not? Accent light off. I can't remember, do they ask that to be on? No, that's always off. Duh, carrier landings. Let's see. Or are you talking about the one back here? Because there's some TACAN related stuff here. Oh my god, it's shaking. Pause. TACAN is aft, forward, or auto. If we put that into auto. Rail normal. Oh my god, the shakes. I pass. Is this it? I can't click that anyways. MCL power is set to on. So, fairly certain. Well then, it changed. It used to be there. Okay. Yeah, it could be part of the 2.0 update, so they probably removed it. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I have to figure out how to do that. But for now, I'll just continue my repetitions and continue eyeballing. Watch, during all that time, the carrier caught up to us. That'd be kind of funny to see a carrier overtake us. Oh, wow. That was actually not far from being off. Okay, auto throttle is engaged. You know what, maybe it's going to turn on once I get in position. Who knows? I mean, I imagine these two bars should begin activating like right now, if it was on. Go ahead and increase altitude further. Okay, cool. We're now downwind at 600 altitude. Let's get our nose up so we can maintain 600. Further, further. Give our APC reason to increase that throttle, then decrease now that we're there. Oh, don't decrease that much though. Come on, APC. Don't fight us too much. Oh my god, please just go up, go up, go up. Okay. This is better than before, not ideal, but let's start turning in. I don't know, I still feel like I shouldn't trust this AOA just yet. Okay, we're decreasing altitude. Okay, maybe I should have, because now it feels like we're kind of high. Okay, look at that, centered meatball. We just need to maintain this on the way down. Ooh, that is a good lineup. Oh, and of course I over... Oh, wait, we have to... There we go. God damn it, and just like that, I lost it. All because I'm freaking seat position wasn't correct. Oh yeah, I have the volume off. I can turn it on if you want. It's just like right here. Yeah, there you go. There's the Morse code. And if I were to switch the TACAN off, you could see the arrow stops pointing or starts going to a waypoint. So if I put it into TACAN, there you go. Then now it's pointing at the ship. Though the unfortunately the waypoints and the ship are relatively close to each other. Okay, so that initial turn-in, or sorry, that turn for final was actually spot on where I was at the time. So that's good to note. The issue was I couldn't maintain the meatball position even though I was perfectly spot on. I was trying to focus on my AOA indexer to make sure I was on speed that whole time, because I assume if the meatball is centered and not moving, then I keep my AOA indexer, you know, at the circle, at proper on speed, then everything should stay lined up as long as I keep those two instruments in their ideal positions. However, as we saw there, I had to readjust my seat, and perhaps that loss of focus caused me to just throw things out of whack. I did not notice where things went wrong, when it went wrong, but yeah. I need to throw seat adjustment into my checklist for carrier ops. We're at 600 feet, which is really good. We don't have to trim too hard at the moment. Here's the back of the boat. Let's start turning in. Then we'll trim nose down if we need to. Our nose is still dropping, so I'm going to give it time. It's taking too long, so let's go nose down. And nose down again. There we go. Trim nose down again, because it's still asking us to trim nose down. There we go. We're on speed. On speed. Oh, there we go. On speed. There's our altitude warning. Relax a little bit. There's the meatball. We're on speed, but the meatball's raising, so let me nose down just a tiny bit. Just slow that sucker down. We're still on speed. Meatball's rising, so let me nose down a little bit. Okay, it's still rising, still rising, still rising. And then recompensate, and boom. Throttle up since we touched wheels down. And off that radio. Then throttle back down and re-engage. A-4E-C, there we go. That was okay towards the end there. I had to readjust a little bit too much, but as is the nature of carrier landings. As you get closer to the source of the meatball, any changes to altitude is pronounced severely. We're at 600 feet, which is pretty good already. Let's try and maintain 600, even though we're pretty early on in the initial turn to downwind. And turn in a bit harder. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the ICLS, man. For some reason, it just doesn't want to play nice. And we are 1,000 feet high. Holy crap. Let's bring that down. Please. Trim down. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to like pitch down at this point. Wow, this was just horrendous. We're at 800 feet. Keep going down. Keep going down. There's the back of the boat already. Let's start turning in. And we'll just have to adjust on the fly. AOA wants us to go nose down, so let's give it that just slightly. We'll keep it green and yellow for the time being. I have to turn in pretty hard. I use bumpers as throttle, the D-pad as trim, and 2 middle buttons as modifiers. That's my old setup, actually. That was my old SU-25T guide. on YouTube. So I used to have it that way. Then I felt like the shoulders as modifiers is way more ergonomic. Because you can use your index fingers dedicated to the modifiers, while your thumbs can be face buttons. Wow, where is the meatball? Okay. Lara, there it is. Oh yeah, there's no way we're salvaging this, but let's go ahead and go around. Holy crap. Okay. Our fuel is at 1,500 pounds. Hence why we have fuel transfer. I just learned that today. Thank you to Jay Nelson, one of the developers for the A4. That's how you fill the 18C? Yep. That's what... Well, I mean, like I said, using the start and select buttons as modifiers was my old layout. It worked, but the problem is that if you ever wanted to do, like, many different combinations of modifiers plus face buttons, you would end up having to do a claw grip where you have to let go of the controller with one of the hands, press two of the modifiers, then use your other hand or maybe your remaining fingers on that same hand to then press a face button, and it was just getting too cumbersome. It's not as immersive because, well, actually no, even then it's still not even immersive, because at first I was going to say you can use the shoulder buttons as like triggers to make it feel like you're pulling a trigger, but I mean, if you're using it as throttle, it doesn't quite make sense for immersion. It replicates like Ace Combat, because Ace Combat uses the shoulders as throttle buttons. So that's one way to think of it, but unfortunately for me, that was just an old way of thinking, and it was just way more ergonomic to have the shoulder buttons as modifiers. That way, your thumbs, which are going to be preoccupied with the thumbsticks, as well as pressing face buttons, are free to do whatever they want, even while modifiers are being held. And I am way too high. A is my trigger and B is my... Yep, that's how I used to have it. That's my exact loadout. Or layout. That's exactly how I used to have it. A was trigger, B was weapon release, X is flares, Y is chaff. D-pad was obviously still trim. Okay, there we go. Let's start turning in. But yeah, if you don't mind rewiring your mind and your muscle memory to try and use the shoulder buttons as modifiers, I would highly recommend it, because honestly, it was saving me a lot of hassle of having to let go of the controller, doing like a weird claw grip, just to do like single modifier and double modifier actions. Like, I highly recommend just giving it a shot and see how it goes, at the very least. Been mostly on speed this whole time, but I feel like I'm way too high. Yeah, I'm way too high. I need to drop down. There it is. Okay, maybe not way too high, but still. Turn in. Oh, hey, I'm actually hearing the, Oh my god. Please. Okay. This is looking good. We're going a little fast. Oh my god, it just floats forever. It just floats so long. Thanks, Eagle. I think that's a compliment. I'll let my fiance know. I have very dexterous fingers. Oh my god, that is so frustrating to work with though, because the auto throttle is fighting me when I'm trying to correct my meatball position. Like I said before, it's make or break at that initial turn-in. If it's off by any significant amount, like if the meatball is like way too far to the top or bottom, having to correct your position using the stick, your throttle like freaks out and says, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" You suddenly have so much like freaking load on your aircraft, or like lack of load, whatever that would be, like negative load on your aircraft. So it's like, okay, let me throttle up or throttle down, and all you really want is, no, stay put, don't do anything, I'm just trying to correct my position. Which, ideally, would be done by increasing or decreasing the throttle yourself, not changing your pitch. But alas, that's not how auto throttle works. So, I'll attempt to learn it when I get back on PC. Right now I caught up in the... Oh no! I hope you're feeling okay though. It's not quite the death sentence as we all... Especially if you're vaccinated, it's not quite the death sentence we all were initially believing. But it's still not a joke. Like, it's still an issue. So I hope you get better soon. But considering you're able to like talk to me like this, it sounds like you're okay. Have you got the lack of taste or lack of smell? Like, do you have any of those symptoms? Because those are the fun ones. Like, I know the whole, like, having it at all is just kind of sucks, but lack of taste and smell, it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun to experiment with. It feels like we're a little high, so I'm going to correct it while during the turn. So that the throttle freaks out during the turn and not on final. Oh yeah, we are too high. Oh my god, we are way too high. This is going to be a go around. Yeah, this is going to be a go around if I'm not careful. Because right now we're going too fast. So if we keep our nose low, it's going to try to slow us down automatically. Yeah, there's no way. Let's go around. I probably could have made that work. So maybe if I'm patient with my attitude, eventually the throttle will catch up and give us the correct amount for that attitude. I just have to memorize what is the correct attitude for what's called for being in the groove. And trusting the throttle, eventually it'll slow us down enough to meet the carrier. I just have to time it well. Maybe that's the technique. Also, we're at 1,000 pounds, still workable. Not quite sweating just yet, but at 500 pounds of fuel, I'll probably drop that hook. I mean, it hasn't affected me as much, but I haven't gotten the lack of taste yet. Still in the early stages. I just caught it yesterday from my sister. She has lack of taste. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, it's working? What? Okay, so maybe it's just a matter of getting in the right position. I didn't even look at it. I didn't notice. Okay. Was it not working earlier? Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Like, I've just been eyeballing it this whole time. Yeah, for sure. The bars on the ADI is what I'm looking for, right? I'm just not looking at that at all. I'm just looking at the meatball, the AOA indexer, my rate of descent, and then I just never look at the ADI. Okay, we are too high. Let's drop our nose. We're currently at 750 feet. Well, whatever that is, 775. There we go. We're at 6 something. I need to trim and stop pushing the nose down. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't trim. I should trim to what would be good AOA and then use the stick to change altitude. There we go. Okay, good AOA. Slightly good AOA. Good AOA. Then use stick to adjust height. And then let go of the stick when we want to get back on AOA, assuming the throttle catches up in time. It wasn't working earlier, that it just decides to work out of nowhere. Yeah, that's strange. Maybe it has a warm-up period, which is weird because it's been on this whole time. Okay, laws, you can stop. I kind of want to turn off the radar altimeter, but I need it. I wonder if there's a way to silence it. Okay. Push the stick down. It changed me to all direction, and then let the meatball descend on its own while my auto throttle catches up. We're on speed. Meatball's rising again, so push down. Keep pushing down. And then now it's dropping. Let the aircraft work it back up. Oh, that looks good. No! No! That looked okay until the very end, because then I started going way too fast once I went back on speed. I don't know what to think of that last one. I'll have to review that in the replay. If you guys want to take a look at the replay and just like number my landing attempts down, and then leave comments for each attempt, like just say at 1 minute 50 seconds you had this approach and it was bad for this reason. I mean, obviously that's a lot of work. You don't have to do it, but it'd be interesting to see comments correcting me on every single one of my approaches. And once again, I didn't look at my ADI. Holy crap. Okay. I need to remember to do that this time. Okay, we're at 600 feet. Let's turn in. We're about a mile out. Actually, closer to a mile and a half. That ship looks tiny. It could be my zoom level as well. Okay, make sure we're trimmed for on speed. Looks like we are mostly trimmed for on speed. There we go. We're gaining altitude, so let's push the nose down. And then we'll let the aircraft throttle to get back to on speed. We still need to decrease altitude. You know, I think my altimeter is set to the incorrect pressure setting, whatever the hell it's called. Okay, we're at 600, and we'll start turning in. And maintain AOA. Make sure it stays AOA. There we go. So our trim setting is pretty good for good AOA. So we'll stick to using the stick to correct altitude and changing our relative glide slope positions when we're in the groove. But for now, the trim seems to be good for the AOA setting. We just need to give the throttle time to catch up for any altitude changes. Okay, so like that, the meatball's a little high, so I'm pushing forward to drop it. Now I'm pulling up to slow it down as it drops further. Okay, ILS. Glide slope is down, so let's push down. Push down, push down, let it rise. Let it rise. Let it rise. Let it rise. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, the AOA was horrible there. If there was proper hook physics, that would not have worked. Well, I don't consider that a success, even if we touch down at the right spot. By the way, if you hear music in the background, let me know. You should only hear when I talk because it's just playing out of my speakers, but you should not hear the music during gameplay. That's one of the changes I made to my stream setup, is that I can still watch YouTube videos and still play games at the same time and not worry about copyright issues. Even though it's playing through my desktop speakers. Okay, we're above 600. Let's drop that. Okay, we're at 600. Pull the nose up a little bit, maintain 600. Trim should still be set for proper AOA. But we'll just use our stick to control our altitude while we maintain 600 feet. I'm scanning the rate of descent and climb, as well as our radar altimeter. Now that we're at 600 more or less, I'm going to neutralize the rate of climb, and then let the aircraft settle down itself. We're on speed AOA, looking okay. And back to ship, let's turn in. Yeah, the actual, like, whatever it's called, the, not approach. Terminology escapes me, but in the groove, there we go. The in the groove approach looked pretty good, just AOA was pretty bad. Turning too sharp. And I may have turned in a little early, I don't know. And we're actually pretty high. So I'm going to push that nose down with the stick. There it is. Pull the nose up. Turn in harder. Push nose down. 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 Oh my god. This is definitely going to be a... Oh, please, 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 please. Hey, he didn't say wave off yet. Okay, let's go around. It's gonna be a go around. Hey, buddy, did not tell me to wave off, so I'm gonna try it anyways. I wonder if there's situations where the pilot should obviously know it's a go around, and the guys just don't say it. But I can't imagine that being a good thing. Okay, we're at about 500 pounds of fuel, so we're gonna start thinking about landing, like actually landing. So hook is down, and this is gonna take a couple of tries, if my previous attempts are any indication of that. We're at like 700 feet, or 800 feet actually. And what I'm thinking about is adjusting the radar altimeter so that the warning sound plays at like 400 feet. That way I know where I need to be when I enter the groove, which is about 400 feet if I remember right. I think the actual number is like 420 or something like that, 430. Actually, let's do that now. Oh, that is not the button for that, just turned it off. Wait, I can't set it? Oh, there it is. Okay, I just need to... Let's do about there. Again, use stick pressure to adjust altitude. I have a feeling this ship is in just the right position that if I pass over it, that's the moment I need to turn. Which is a great visual guide for practice. When you see the back of the ship getting bigger and bigger right in front of you. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's turn in. It's gonna have to be a little bit of a sharp bank because we're right at ship distance, wherever that ship was. AOA is, I don't know, I actually can't tell. It feels like, oh, we are way too high, and we are turning in way too sharply. Oh, this is a horrible approach. Okay, gotta get that nose up. This is horrible. Oh my god. Please. Oh, I can't even see the meatball. Come on. Salvage it. Salvage it. Rudder. It is never a good time when you have to use rudder to correct a turn. Yeah, no way. There is no way. We are going to go around. Don't hit the island. Trim is good for AOA, I believe. It's a little nose up. There we go. The little nose up. Okay. Let's increase our altitude so we get back above warning as well as right around 600. And we'll start turning it. I know my go-arounds aren't the best, but I don't really care too much about the starting position as I care about the downwind and initial turn-in position. I'll worry about the initial approach when I'm actually playing on like a server or something. Granted, it's going to be difficult to to find that many servers that are running the A-4E-C. There are servers. In fact, there's a whole channel dedicated to those servers and where to find them. But it's not going to be the popular servers, as far as I'm aware. Like, you're not going to be running the A-4E-C on a Georgia at war or Persian Gulf at war. Nothing like that. I think I might need to extend out a little bit further downwind. Might be a little close. And we are so high. Oh my god. We're putting that ship right off our left side, so we could see it coming up behind the APC indicator light. Let's keep pushing our nose down so we can get to 600 AGL, and once we pass that ship, we'll turn in. So I think that's actually a good turn-in point. Yeah, it looks like it. Unfortunately, I can't see the boat anymore. We are climbing. Let's decrease that. We should be turning in already. Okay, let's turn in. We're below 600, so let's make sure we just stay on AOA. Turning too harshly. Oh no, we're not turning. Man, our altitude's too high. I can't talk right now. We're above 600 again. Push your nose down. We need to hear the beeps. Hear the beeps. Altitude warning as we enter the groove. Oh my god, why are we going higher? There it is. That's more or less where we want to be. A little high.
Easy with it. You're a little slow.
A little slow. Excuse you. Base is a little slow. Okay. That's looking okay. Our AOA is not looking okay, but that's alright. AOA. Ugh. Hey, 3-wire, look at that. I think our AOA was actually good at the last second there, so that wasn't too bad. Let's readjust our seat. Lift our hook. And get out of the way. Without going into the drink. Air brakes in. And also don't collide with these guys. And throttle back. Okay, gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for me today. My voice is a little spent. I've been doing this for about an hour and a half now. And I need to start thinking about dinner, feeding my dog, and potentially some chores. So let me just get lined up, just because I want to. Oh god. I can't imagine doing... Well, to be fair, Case 3 should actually be easier. It's just a matter of getting through the thick clouds and then following the ILS, right? Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, no, oh, no, please. Okay, well, anyways. Hey, we survived. Look at that. Oh, help us, please. Don't let us go, Jack. Don't let us go. Please. Throttle up. Keep our nose high. Oh, throttling up was a horrible idea. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed that stream, please consider giving a follow or a like or whatever the heck it is now these days. And, oh, man. And tune in next time for some more Case 1 repetitions and failures. Alright, take care, guys. Have